It's a crazy world out there. Don't you agree? What I learned through all this craziness is to control my mindset, control my attitude, control my belief system from a negative to a positive mindset. Let me share with you my belief system that helped me navigate through tough times, through the crazy times. And what I learned through those experiences were certain principles that I hold dear to my life. Each principle you can remember by the letter C. I call them the 3 C's of Dr. D. Let me tell you about one of them. The first C is control, meaning control your attitude, because your attitude determines your behavior, your direction, and your ability to successfully navigate through life. Because presently, right now, there's so much happening to us as individuals and as a society that we can't control. The virus, job loss, even health loss. But we can control our attitudes, which can unlock new opportunities for us. Let me share a story with you from my book, The Enemy in the Bush. I talk about my first big job at the age of 20, working for a utility company. You know, when I say my first big job, sure, the money was good, but also the eating was good also. For myself and my family, you know, when you stop eating beans 6 days a week and you could put some steak on that plate, I think that's the first time I tried the A1 steak sauce here. But 5 months and 22 days, 1 week before I was eligible to become a permanent employee for this utility company, they fired me due to unjust reasons. I had no control over that situation because the company, as they were telling me, was in their legal rights, and I was a permanent employee, and the union couldn't fight for me. All they could do is give me advice. And I remember sitting there, hearing my supervisor, then the HR manager, just falsely accusing me of not doing my job. And I remember sitting there, wait a minute, 5.5 months I worked the dirty jobs that nobody wanted to work. You know, those jobs where you said, give it to the new guy. I remember working long hours, 6 days a week, while everybody wanted to go home. And for 4 months straight, yes, you recognize me for being one of the top 10 meter readers in that department. So I say, why are you firing me? And why are you just sprouting off these false accusations against me? So I remember sitting there for 20 minutes, listening to this. Of course I got angry. Of course I had thoughts of reaching over that table and just bouncing some heads. But you know, I kept calm. And my focus shift from the present to a more pleasant past. When I was a boy, I remember the Sunday school teacher teaching us songs of the Bible, songs in scripture. I remember one song, "This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine." And that song began to permeate my mind and my spirit. You know what? I walked out of that room thinking, God has something for me. And you know, 3 weeks later, I get a call from Uncle Sam. The Army, out of the blue. And they offered me a deal that I couldn't refuse. That was serving my country. The best job ever. Hoorah! You know, I remember a quote from Zig Ziglar. I have it on my desk here framed. It says, your attitude determines your altitude. And I'm thankful that the Army allowed me for 22 years to be all that I could be. And I want to encourage you that when times are tough, when you're up against a struggle, remember to control your attitude, because your attitude determines your behavior, your direction, and ultimately your success. Look for more videos from the Carlisle Destiny Group. Thank you for listening.